In today's video, we are fixing the broken boot on the OEM axle for the JDM Red and making sure that this car is back out on the road. So first things first, this is the kit we ended up getting for the axle boot that ripped. This is an OEM axle boot. They sell it at the dealer. They sell it at your Mitsubishi parts store. I'll see if I can link one below so you guys can purchase this if you guys might need this. It comes with everything that you might need to replace a boot brand new. That's including the boot, the clamps, and the grease itself. Honestly, in my opinion, there's nothing better than OEM. You could honestly go to maybe like Napa or Advance and they'll sell a boot like this, but you guys know me, nothing beats OEM, at least in my opinion. So I waited for this to come in. This is the reason why this video took so long to come out. It has everything included, even the little snap ring to hold the axle in place. It comes brand new from the dealer. So we have everything we might need. We have the grease as well here ready to go, and the boot. Honestly, this is a pretty simple process. You don't really need that many specialty tools or anything like that. So I'll walk you guys through how to replace your boot effectively. And we're also going to, again, you guys know how I am, we're gonna try to clean this up and restore it. I don't like the fact that this is kind of rusty and all of that, so we're just gonna use a little bit of rattle can spray, clean it up with the greaser, and just make sure that all of this is cleaned up. And just like that, we have everything out, bearings, boot. It's super simple. All we're going to do now is clean everything, try to remove as much grease as we can from the bearings, clean this out, obviously all this gunk out of here. And then it's basically putting it back together. This is honestly a very simple process. There's just that little snap ring on the end of it. Just snap it out and everything comes out. So let's go ahead and clean this out, maybe restore this a little bit, and then we are ready to put this back on the Evo. And that brings me to today's sponsored of this video, which is Super Clean. Super Clean is the degreaser, the go-to degreaser for everything basically that I've done and cleaned on this car. I don't know if you guys remember when we did the undercarriage clean and we went crazy on this car. This is the degreaser that we used. So I want to give a huge shout out to Super Clean for not only sponsoring this video, but for their great products. Honestly, we got so much dirt and grime out of this, the underneath of this, how old, 20-year-old car, almost 18-year-old car. So again, huge shout out to Super Clean. If you guys need any of these products, I'll link them down below. That's what we are going to be using to try to clean out this axle, and not only this axle, but all the grease that fell on the car, the transfer case grease, and of course it got again on the exhaust and under the car on the undercarriage. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and clean everything. Again, huge shout out to Super Clean. Thank you for sponsoring this video. while we wait for the axle to dry, the paint I'm speaking about, we'll go ahead and clean all of the grease that we have up here. As you guys can see, it got all greasy from the leak. And for those of you guys that don't know what I'm doing, is the axle it had was short. If you haven't seen the previous video, that's my bad. I assume, you know, I'm assuming everybody has seen the previous video. This axle that the JDM Evo had was really, really short. Thank God I had an OEM one that had a leaking boot, so I'm just replacing the axles. So this one was leaking. You guys saw that in the previous video. So we're gonna go ahead and clean all of this up with some super clean degreaser, clean the floor up from all of this grease, and then drain the transfer case. And by then we should be set to install the axle and install the new boot. So let's go ahead and get to cleaning. And now, what's important with this is that the side with the marks on the bearings go inward, so that way. So we'll go ahead and install now. That, lick it the way the axle came out. It's a little crap like this that honestly I enjoy, makes me happy. Restoring parts to me has to be one of the most satisfying things to do ever. It came out really, really good, honestly. For a rattle can, it came out amazing. So we installed, as you guys obviously saw, new grease, the new boot, new clamps, and I cleaned everything. This is the way it came out, which I'm super, super stoked. I can't wait to officially start this build where I take all of the suspension components out, and we do this obviously in a way higher scale, like powder coating, zinc plating and all of that. This is the way this build is gonna be. Like I said, I'm not gonna cut any corners. I literally did this for fun because I really enjoy doing stuff like this. Like I enjoy the before and afters. So I'm probably gonna switch these axles later on. Once we build the engine, we're gonna have to maybe get beefier axles, but again, just for fun, just to see the way it came out, test my skills, and I don't know, little things like this make me happy. So let's go ahead and install everything back on the car. It's just a matter of reverse processing what we did in the previous video. If you haven't watched that one, it should be pretty simple, just pushing this axle back in until it clips. This time, this axle is way longer than this old crusty. Even though this is new, look at how quick and crusty these axles get compared to something like this. This is actually painted, so it shouldn't get any rust like these. These are like bare metal parts, so that's why it gets rust. But let's go ahead and install this axle back in. Car is completely done. Let's go ahead and take it on a quick test drive and make sure that everything is okay. And just like that, we are back in the garage. The JDM Evo is officially back on the road. No issues whatsoever. I checked below just to make sure that there's no leaks, making sure that the boot itself was still there, obviously, making sure that there's no grease splattering around the car or anything like that. But thank God everything is good with the car. So we are officially back on the road. I really need to figure out how to fit a sandblaster in here. I need to figure out an oven in the backyard of my house. I need to get a powder coating system solution in my house ASAP. As you guys know, I love restoring parts. I love basically every single time I end up doing something simple like this, which is just changing a boot, I end up restoring the part, and I need to also learn how to sink plate. I put a poll on my Instagram, and I'm curious to know, you guys on YouTube, what would you guys be more interested in learning and seeing me learn on YouTube? Would it be powder coating, which I already kind of know powder coating is not that complicated as long as you have the proper tools, which of course I need the space. If I have a sandblaster, which let's say I was to put it here, an oven outside of my house, like the space is really going to get tight over here. So obviously we might be able to still fit 2 cars, but when we work, we definitely need to get a car outside like we usually do. But I don't know how big a sandblaster comes out. I also need a parts cleaner. There's so many things, like obviously, it's not that I'm complaining. It's just like I wanna make sure that this specific build right here is done properly. And powder coating, sink plating, is one of the things that I'm gonna have to do if I wanna restore the whole undercarriage of the car, to be honest. So let me know what you guys think I should learn first. Powder coating, sink plating, engine assembly is a must. I have to learn, I have to figure out how to build my own engine, which I'm almost sure I'll figure it out. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. I hope you guys found this video informative. If you guys did, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. So like always, keep grinding and take care.